What's going on, guys? It's me, Jace, and welcome back to the channel. As you can tell by the title of the video, we're going to be watching Penn State cornerback and first team All Big Ten, Joey Porter Jr. Joey Porter Jr. is actually All Big Ten for 3 straight years, but it was his first time being All Big Ten in the 2022 season. The first thing that jumps out on tape, just a little background on him, the first thing that jumps out on tape is his run support. That's the first thing that you see, and that's really strange from a corner. But that doesn't mean he can't play coverage, because he's very good at that too. But he's a very willing defender when it comes to run support, which is a very big deal. So in coverage, though, he doesn't get turned around. He does a good job of using his leverage and his physical traits as he stands 6'2", to gain the advantage on the receivers. One of the alarming aspects of his game, though, is his lack of ball production, with just 1 interception in 34 games. You want to see him be more productive there, but that doesn't erase the fact that he allowed a 59.1 passer rating. He's a lockdown guy, especially in press man. He can be grabby at times, which you see a lot of with a lot of taller corners, because athletes or receivers are more athletic now and more quick. And so these bigger corners will grab at times, which is a common thing. And he plays too high at times, but outside of that, he's a very good corner with very great physical traits, very good against the run, and very good in coverage. So we're going to look at a few plays of his, and we're just going to break them down and talk about the good and the bad of these plays. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up, that subscribe button, notification bell as well. I do appreciate it. And let's get into it. All right, so the first play we're going to watch here is actually going to be, some press man coverage here, which is where I think he thrives the most, in my opinion. He is nosy at times, but his athleticism allows him to be nosy, because he can make up, the nosiness, I should say, so he can recover very easily. So I'm going to run the play here. Joey Porter Jr. is up top, marked by the yellow arrow. We're going to run the play here. And he's going to take a shot to the end zone. He's going to break it up, and Joey's going to get up. He's going to look down on him. Do the Joey Porter stuff, talk his trash like his father. So we're going to run this play here for a second. And the first thing I want you to do is I want you to keep your eyes down here, right? Because something happens down here that's going to distract Joey. And this is where I think Joey needs to improve. What happens down here is none of your business. It's not your business, right? Handle what you need to handle up here, right? So we're going to run the play here, and it's going to be almost like a neutral zone infraction, right? Well, it is a neutral zone infraction because he's going to snap the ball. But they're offsides, so he's just going to take the ball, get the snap. He's going to throw a fade up, right? But Joey, on the other hand, Joey up here, this receiver's out of their break, right? He's already off he's fired off the line of scrimmage. Joey hasn't even moved. His eyes are still looking down at the line of scrimmage. This you can't have this, right? But what he does is he understands that, oh crap, he's running a route. Receiver fakes an inside step, heads outside, takes a shot, and he's trying to throw it to the back pylon. But because his recovery is so great, he's in a position to where he looks like the receiver, right? And as a receiver, as a quarterback, you don't want to see your receiver in this particular position, because this is blanketed. And he's going to actually high point the ball along with the receiver, and he's going to cause the incompletion. Being nosy can get you burned, but being supremely athletic can help you cover that. And this is a play here where it's like, yeah, he's nosy, but God almighty, the way he recovered, and it looked like he was the receiver on the play. Very good play here. So this next play here we're actually going to watch it from this angle, and then we're going to watch it from the actual end zone angle. So I'm going to run the play here, and Joey's actually going to be playing the ball, down the field here to force an incompletion. And so we're going to run the play back, and we're going to break this down here. So a couple things that we're going to get here. So these receivers up top, this receiver is inside here in the slot. He's actually going to take this route and kind of sail it up the field. And Joey's actually going to do a very good job of play recognition here. Joey's going to understand that, okay, this isn't my receiver. I have a safety here. I have a linebacker here. I'm going to ride this receiver up the field, which he does. Now, I stopped it right here for a second, right? Because in this particular position, Joey does not have leverage, right? Joey's backpedaling because Joey doesn't know, okay, is he going to run a comeback? Is he going to try to go inside? Is he going to try to go outside? But Joey does a good job of backpedaling. He understands that the receiver is going to take an outside step towards the boundary. This is what I mentioned about Keely Ringo and Christian Gonzalez. That boundary is your best friend. as best as you can, ride that receiver to that boundary, because eventually he's going to run out of space, right? So he's going to immediately get hands on that receiver. Now, this right here, in my opinion, this is a flag, right? You can't grab a jersey, but he doesn't get called for a flag. So good for him. It's not cheating unless you get called. But he's actually gonna overrun the play here, but he's actually gonna be athletic enough to get hands back on the ball and knock the ball out of the receiver's hands. And he's gonna act like he didn't get beat on that play, but that's a corner. We're gonna watch it from this angle here, and we're gonna just watch him play the ball. So there's Joey coming in the screen there. Now, in this position right here, it doesn't look like he's beat, right? It looks like that receiver's trying to go over the top of his head to catch the ball. But Joey, on the other hand, Joey says, "You're not about to moss me." Joey takes that right hand, he puts it back to get between the receiver's hands and the ball. That ball flies out of bounds, and it's an incompletion. This is what I mean. His recovery is impeccable. It's amazing how he can just recover. You know, and really he was beat on the play, but he recovered, got his hand between the receiver and the ball, and forced the incompletion. Fantastic football play by Joey Porter Jr. So this next play here is actually going to be Joey Porter up top. What we're going to get is we're actually going to get a sluggo. So a slant and go, right? And so run the play here, and we're just going to watch him here. So sluggo, boom, head to the pylon, ball's incomplete, right? Whatever. But we're going to watch Joey. Where the ball goes is really irrelevant to this play. But so there's a really large cushion here, right? A lot of space here. So Joey understands that this receiver, when he gets to the top of his break, he's going to make a decision. He's either going to hit me with an out, which I'm athletic enough to jump. He's not going to run a vertical, or he's going to run an in. And if he runs an in, I have a linebacker here, I have a safety here, and I have a linebacker here. So it's my job to control this fourth of the field, because it almost looks like they're running somewhat of a quarters coverage, right? Because everybody, you got a quarter here, quarter here, quarter here, and a quarter here. So they're all blocking the end zone. So they're running like a quarters coverage. So the receiver's going to actually fake like he's going to run a slant. Joey doesn't really bite on it, right? And I think Joey understands, because if you throw this slant here, if you don't fire this ball in here, you know, that's a large cushion. But if you don't fire that ball in there fast enough, my other quarter here is going to get there. So they understand that. Joey doesn't really bite. He doesn't take an extra step. He plants that foot in the ground. He understands that, oh crap, they're running a sluggo. Joey never gets turned around in coverage. And this is just like we looked at on the original play, on the first play. Joey never, in this position here, you'll have corners that'll completely rotate because they're so confused on the play. Not Joey. Joey goes into a back pedal, flips his hips, keeps his eyes on the quarterback, and he goes to play the ball. Now that ball ends up being incomplete, as I said, but look, that contact there, look how much space there is. There's no space. He is the king of using these sidelines as his best friend. But this is one of the more impressive plays I've seen from a corner ever playing a sluggo, because corners will, they'll try to jump that route. Oh, that's a slant. I'm going to get that as a pick. He doesn't bite. Flips those hips. Immediately gets up to the pylon. Forces the incompletion. Fantastic football play there. So these next few plays we're going to look at here is actually going to be some run support. So we covered his coverage, no pun intended. We're going to check him out against the run here. And I throw run support plays in here as I run the play here. I put run support plays in here because run support is a very important part of the game, because if you watch the Jacksonville Jaguars play the Los Angeles Chargers in the playoffs, in the wild card round, you would understand that run support was a very big issue. Yes, Asante Samuel Jr. had all those interceptions, and all that stuff was great. But when the game was on the line, Doug Peterson and Travis Etienne ran the ball right at Asante Samuel Jr., right? And he couldn't do anything. That's run support, because they know that you don't want to tackle. And that's why people attack the edges, right? So on this particular play here, they're going to actually try that with Joey Porter Jr. So they're going to attack the edge here with the running back. This receiver here is supposed to get the block here. Tight end gets the block there, and Bigsby's supposed to go to the house, basically. But what happens is the receiver doesn't get the block. and Porter goes low, gets contact, puts a hat on the ball. He looks like he got ran over, but what he's doing is he actually has Tank Bigsby by the leg. He's going to get him down. They're going to rally. They're going to make the tackle, right? You got to be a willing tackler as a corner, or you're going to hurt your football team. And he is a willing tackler. So again, we'll run it from this angle here, and then we'll jump to the next play. That's a good play. Wrap up, get the legs, get him down, easy. So Joey Porter Jr. is up top again, and he's actually going to set the edge here, not the defensive end. So what you're going to get is you're going to get this H-back here. He's actually going to try to get to this second level here to get hands on Joey Porter. And so what he does is he goes to get hands on him. Porter completely sidesteps him, right? Now that receiver or that H-back has no leverage because he didn't contain the outside edge, right? So Joey he disengages, and he goes to wrap up Bigsby. He gets him down, and it's a tackle out of bounds, right? But because of his athleticism, he's able to completely shed this block here, and because this H-back takes that horrible angle here, he takes an inside step that allows Joey's outside shoulder to be free and for him to disengage and make the tackle on Tank Bigsby and get him out of bounds. He tackles like a safety, right? So this last play here we're going to watch is another run support play where he's actually going to shed the block of the same person and make the tackle, right? So we're going to run it back here from the top angle here, from the sky angle. So here you have Joey up here. Joey is playing 7 yards off or so, and the tight end's going to motion around again, and he's going to immediately try to get hands onto Joey because they're running a running back screen or an outside screen to Tank Bigsby, right? Who's outside at receiver. So now if he gets hands on him, right, the play's not really going anywhere because they're rallying, right? But he completely sheds the block and he slows Tank Bigsby down, and they force a tackle, and they don't gain any yards, maybe 2 yards or so. But we're going to watch it from here, and we're going to watch him. He's in this position again, where this time that receiver who's blocking is going to take an inside step, and Tank is going to try to cut up inside, but Joey Porter Jr. goes the opposite direction of the blocker. So on the previous play we watched, it was just the reverse. So now he takes an inside step here. That H-back takes an outside step. Porter goes. Then you're in a position here where, it looks like blocking the back to me, but I'm not an official. But when you're in this position here, you wrap him up, you make the tackle. And as I said, he's a willing run support defender, and he's fantastic in coverage. His hips are very loose, and he's very smooth for a corner that stands 6'2". Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up, that subscribe button, notification bell as well. I do appreciate it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you guys tell someone about the channel, as the channel is growing rapidly. I do appreciate it. Y'all be good.